Right, I'm just going to let you know that this little chat is going to be recorded just for the benefit of myself and the investigation following. My name is PC Kalen Wolf, collar number 6050. I'm a member of the Professional Standards team, and here with me I've got Mr. Stuart Thomas, or Lee Mon. We're going to be dealing with a witness statement at this time. This recording is just for my own benefit. If you want to get a copy of this recording, I can tell you how to afterwards. Is everything all good so far, sir?
It is indeed, yes.
Right, cool. Right, so obviously you've said that you're a mechanic and a professional pegger.
I'm a mechanic by day, I'm a professional pegger by night.
Right, okay. Can I just confirm your age if you are over 18?
I'm in my mid-30s. It'd be 34 this year, to be exact.
Right, okay. Right. This statement is true to the best of my knowledge and belief. I'll make it known that if it is treated as evidence, I shall be liable to prosecution if I have willingly stated in anything that I have known to be false or do not believe is true. Are you okay for me to sign that off for you?
I agree.
Yep. Right, I'll sign that off for you.
Hey.
Right.
I mean, you got me saying that I agree as well on the tape side, and that's handy as well, to be fair.
Yeah, but the tape is not going to be used in court or anything like that.
Oh, got you. Yeah, I agree that it's all truth. It'll be the 100% the truth. It's going to be lengthy, but it'll all be the truth.
Right. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to start from the beginning.
Okay. So, I was selling cocaine outside Weasel News.
Okay.
Now, at this time, a police officer tried to tase me, so I hit him with a taser and I sat in my car.
Give me 2 seconds. You were selling cocaine outside Weasel News.
Yes. A police officer tried to taser me, so I punched him. And then I
Do you
sat
know
in
who
the
that
drive.
officer is?
No idea. It might have been the one with curly hair, because he was there, in all fairness.
What, the
The
one
one
we
that
met
we
upstairs?
seen. Yeah, the one we walked past. The one who said, "I will get you in cuffs later."
He was there.
Yes, he was one of the
Right.
three. There was also a female there as well, and another male.
A blonde hair female?
I think so. She had like
Right.
a really sweet voice.
Okay.
It was the other male who tried tasing me. Now, after I punched that third cop, I then jumped in the driver's seat of my car, and he threatened to smash my window with his baton. I then threatened that cop if he did, he would go over my bonnet, to where he then hit the female cop with his baton twice in the face.
So when they attempted
To break my window, they hit the female cop, the one with the sweet sounding voice. They hit her twice.
Yep.
And from that, female cop was sort of going on the floor, and I started to drive away because another police car started to come after me. And then we started having a little pursuit throughout the city.
Right. Yeah. So I am a little bit slow. So
Oh, that's why I'm not going that quick. I understand trying to write it.
So you jumped into your car to drive off, yeah?
Yes, I jumped in my car first to not be tasered.
Okay.
He then tried to smash my window, but instead hit the female cop twice. Now, I must say, I did laugh quite a lot when that happened. Because how can you mistake a window for a female? But I can't question how some people are. Like some people look at a window and like, oh, lovely female.
Is it okay if I add that bit of that you laughed?
Yes. I mean, I told you it would be 100% the truth throughout all this. I did laugh a bit because if someone turns and says, "I'm going to hit you when some hits anybody," in all fairness, in the moment, it is quite funny.
Yep. So I laughed a bit.
Yes.
After that, you got into your car and
No, I was in my car when
Yep.
he was hitting the other officer.
after that, you then went on a pursuit, correct?
Yes. So I was in my Izzy Sport. It looks like it's. I'd say the color of the vehicle is like period.
Do you have the registration plate of that vehicle?
I probably do, but I'll explain it first. And I'll give you the reg. So, it looks like do you know what a female period is?
A female period?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the color of my vehicle looks like it's 3 days into a 5-day heavy flow cycle.
Right.
Now, let me get my phone a minute. Yeah. So the registration of my vehicle is a CB31
CB31
KFO.
KFO, did you say?
Yeah, KFO. So CB31 KFO.
Yep.
So
Sorry,
we went in a.
I'm just adding
Oh,
that to.
that was the car we were in a pursuit with.
Would you say it's a small chase through the city?
I kind of. I'd say it was about 10, 15 minutes. Well, I'd probably say like about 5, 10 minutes. So we started going from Weasel News. I spun around and well, I went all the way by Tyre Nuts. I went past Legion Square, and then I ended up. You know that garage by just up the road from Weasel News, the big multi-story.
From Weasel News to Tyre Nuts, then past.
I did end up going past Legion Square. I remember that.
Yep.
And then there's like the big
Is it the big red car park?
yes, by Weasel News. I ended up in there and I fixed my car. And then after I fixed it, I went down by the inside by Weasel News to the left of it. I had multiple police cars trying to smash my car into some metal bars where my car is small and nimble, so I managed to drive away. And then I started going towards Legion Square. And where I ended up,
Right.
like, do you know where what? It's the PDM.
Yep.
The Power Street Motor Deluxe, Adams up just up by Impound.
Yeah.
Like it behind there, there's some like colourful billboards, right? Like,
Would you
I'm
say
on
that
about.
sorry, red car. Yeah, I do know where you're on about. At the red car park, you were trying to be boxed into some metal railings.
No. So I repaired my car at the car park, and then I went to the construction, because I was being chased then again after I repaired my car, and then they were trying to box me in like the middle of that whole construction site thingy. Like so, if you go in, you can go under the building. You got like the middle part. Like
Yep.
there's some on the right hand side. There's some like sticking up like rhubarb frames. Like
Yeah.
on the right hand side, they tried boxing me in there.
So, where they... Sorry, as you're saying names of places, I've got to get street names and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Where are you up to?
Sorry, would you say Did you say they were metal rebars or metal rods?
I don't know. It's one or the other. They were just like sticking up robs. They look like rebar robs though.
I'm just gonna put them as metal poles.
Yeah. I mean, if you ended up going down after this, you'll understand exactly what I'm on
Yeah,
about.
but
But
unfortunately,
I don't know what the better terminology for them are. So
yeah.
I'm not a builder, to be fair. They did try and box me in by then, but because my car is just nimble, I was able to drive off.
So I've got up to where they tried boxing you in at the metal poles,
Yeah.
and
So then,
I put after that where my car is small and nimble, I was able to get away from the box.
yes. We then carried on the pursuit, and then it went to it went past the impound by that Power Street Deluxe vehicle to where I drove in the alleyway, and then my car was disabled.
PDM by Adams.
The alleyway I'm on about is just behind the car shop. To where them.
Is it the little L alleyway that they have?
If I don't know. It's if you look at the car dealership, just above it, you'll see like glowy.
Is it a dead end
Boards.
alleyway?
No,
Oh,
no,
I see it down the side of
you
Power Street, and it comes down to the front of
yeah,
Adam's
it's
Apple.
literally just
Yeah.
behind it. Yeah. So we went down by that bit by there, to where my car was disabled. Then, I then ran up the ladders by the billboards that you'll see behind the vehicle shop. I went up the right side ladder there.
Right.
Now, I went up the right-hand side ladder, and when I got up there, I pulled out a knife.
My car was disabled, so I took off on foot.
And went up the right-hand side ladder.
Up on the right hand side.
Yeah. Now, whilst on top of this ladder, I thought there was only one way up it, right? Obviously, in hindsight, there isn't. So, I stood up the top and I pulled a knife. A police officer started to come up the ladder. He then stopped at the top, said he's got a knife, and then climbed up to where he had a boot in the face and was kicked back down.
Climbed up the ladder. Shouted.
He's got a knife.
Has a knife.
And then proceeded to climb up the ladder to where I gracefully kicked him in the face back down the ladder. Now, in all fairness, like for my defense for this, if you're going to be stupid enough to call up a knife and then proceed to climb up a ladder, you're just asking for it at that point.
Did you kick him off the ladder?
Well, he got up, and then I kicked him once, and I booted him in the face back down the ladder. Because I honestly didn't think that someone would be that stupid to climb up a ladder, knowing that the person in front of you has a knife on top of that ladder. But I stand corrected on the stupidity of mankind at times.
Did you think that at the time?
What, that he was stupid?
Yeah.
Yes. I still believe that today. If you are stupid enough to call out he has a knife and then proceed to climb up towards said knife, then that does mean that individual is indeed stupid. That was a police officer, by the way, just so we're clear on that. So it wasn't just a random person I kicked back down a ladder, it was a cop.
Yep, I'm just...
So there's still loads more for this bit. It's a lot of things happened on that roof.
Was the ladder in front of you at that time?
The ladder was in front of me, yes, I was looking directly at it. However, I was unaware that there was a second ladder on top of that roof.
Right.
So that was a silly mistake on my part. To be fair, if I ever climb up roofs again, I just need to make sure it only has one ladder up, not two. Because being shot isn't fun.
Right.
I see, I can hear you stinging a little bit. Even you find that.
Hey.
I'm not going to judge. Yeah, I'm definitely not judging. Oh, you're going to find this part even funnier then. So, after the cop was booted down, I then heard, please get your hands up! Ah! Where I shouted, no, and tried to run behind the generator, where then I was shot.
When the cop was booted down the
ladder. Yeah, he went all the way down. I did hear a little bit of a ding as he hit like midway, but I don't know if that was his baton or what.
So it was a rooftop generator that you run up behind.
I was trying to after they shouted, police! Ah!
Was you shot then?
I was after I tried to run.
Right.
After I was shot, the police officers put lovely handcuffs on me. And then one started to caress my body to where I then got a stiffy.
The police put lovely...
Yeah, so he did help me out, God bless him, in my time of need. I mean, it was really painful. It was a struggle to breathe for a bit.
Right. They caressed your body and they gave you a quote-unquote stiffy.
Yes. I was very aroused on that roof. I couldn't beat it. It started off with one police officer caressing me, and then it was two of them. And that just sent me over the top, I'm not going to lie. I did squirt a little bit on that rooftop, I'm not going to deny. And
Right.
yeah, I told you that I'd be completely honest with what happened this day.
Yep, and I appreciate that.
After I squirted slightly, the female cop who was hit in the face with a baton come on the roof as well. I mean, not literally come, she walked around on the roof. They were then trying to figure out what would make me less sexually aroused on that roof.
Hold on, the female officer came
Yeah, not like she came. She was walking around up there.
Yeah.
I ended like if yeah, I mean if someone reads like he came on the roof, like fucking hell, what's a lemon been doing squirting and making people come like fucking hell.
So came up to the roof.
To
What
where
was... Sorry.
she was asking if there was any help needed. To where she was advised to go and dress up as a grape. The reason why she was told to go and dress up as a grape is one, I'm allergic, and two, I find them very. I don't know. There's nothing sexy about grape. It looks like an STD with bubbles all around it. Like general, it like fucking herpes, bump everywhere, and it's like, ugh, no. But luckily enough, within 5 minutes of her coming back, I had no stiffy.
So
And I did stop squirting at that point.
right.
From there, there was another man that come up and asked about what collar numbers. Like this random fucking guy, no idea who he was. I know he come up the ladder at some point before they took me to Pillbot.
Right. How long was she gone for? About 20 minutes? Did you say?
No, in hospital or on the roof?
No, the woman that dressed up as a grape.
Oh, she was gone for about 5 minutes to go and dress up as a grape. Between obviously getting down from the roof, where she had to go and look like a grape and then come back. That was roughly around like 5 minutes.
She came back 5 minutes later.
Dressed as a grape. To where then I did assault her, not like verbally, not physically. Because I was on the floor. Because I'm allergic to grapes, and I don't find them very sexually arousing anyway. So it did help me lose my stiffy.
Right. So you verbally assaulted her.
Yes, because she looked like a grape that just at that point looked like herpes.
A random member of the public I can't even spell.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all good. I mean, I have spelling mistakes as well at times.
I tried spelling public with an O.
Public.
No, my brain just, instead of putting the U, I've put an O instead, and yeah.
Oh. Public? No,
Member
it's
of the public
public.
was asking
for collar numbers. Like he appeared out of nowhere, just climbed up the ladder. What's your collar number? I then asked, "What the fuck are you doing?" And the officers just wanted him gone because I had no idea who he was. The cops were as confused as me, so I can't stand with that.
You said what the fuck?
Yes, because a random person just come on that roof and was demanding collar numbers. If anyone was to sort of ask for them, it should be me because I was the one shot by them. I'm really not understanding why he was there. And I'm pretty sure if you managed to find out who the firearms cop who was on that roof with me was, would probably tell you the same. He was as confused as I.
Yeah, I'm going through everyone's. I'm going through everyone who was involved in this whole situation, so it's...
Yeah, in all fairness, I had no idea why he was on that roof. It made no sense to me. In all fairness, if you're shooting, the last thing you do is run towards it.
Right, so we're going to get to the part where you're off the roof. You're in the back of the police car. Does anything
Yeah,
happen
so I was put in the back of the police car, and then I was taken to pillbox. You want me to walk you through like me being thrown in the elevator and then being brought back down, or is that in all fairness that was pretty an event? Like, not a lot obviously happened. I had to talk to Oliver or Owen, but it was the doctor. He wouldn't let me sign the paperwork to begin with, or help me into a bed for like a minute or two. But he finally did, and then the hospital staff. Me.
Right. I'm gonna put it up so that when you were taken down the ladder, you were put into the back of a car
Yes,
and
taken
transported
to pillbox.
Pillbox.
Yes. I got help then from the NHS there. And in all fairness, we didn't talk, me and the cops, they were just letting me rest. So in all fairness, my time in Pillbox was very uneventful. So it's up to you if you want me to go through step by step with it. But I mean, I was there for quite some time.
Taken to Pillbox, where I was treated and then transported to Mission Road Police Station.
No.
No?
So I was transported to the clothing store. The clothing store, do you know like where Noble Stores is? It's the clothing store there. So I was taken there for it.
Clothing store, do you know where that clothing store was?
Yeah, you know where you could go to PD to the right. You've got the shop, yeah.
Yeah, why was you
It's just
taken there?
oh no, I'll explain. It's that clothing store.
Yep.
Upon going in there, I was taken out of handcuffs and told to get my mask and my clothes back on because I do. Well, I mean, I have a phobia of not being with my mask. I did try and pick it up from a roof, and the cop was unable to as well, so they took me there before bringing me here. So I was dressed then as I'm dressed now. Exactly the same colourful pants, same kind of jacket, similar hat, same sort of colour, but I mean a different hat. 'Cause just that the old one smelled a little bit, and obviously the lovely lemon. Oh, and my boots. And then from the clothing store, I was brought to here.
So when I was treated, I was transported to the clothing store near police department.
Yeah, Mission Row. It was
Yeah.
literally on the way from there to here. I got told if I try and run, they'll tase me. Also, I didn't bother. I didn't, because I mean, I was still recovering from my wounds.
Going there, I was told to get my mask and clothing, as I have a medical reason for this to help with anxiety.
Yeah. Well, it's more for the mask, but they allowed me to get my clothes as well, because they just didn't want me in a gown.
Yeah.
But they were nice enough to extend it just upon the mask, and it was for my whole clothes as well.
Can I ask
Which
what your
I
medical
was
reason,
great.
if you don't mind me asking?
I've got quite a lot of anxiety and depression, just the way I look. I've been struggling with who I am for many years. Everyone says I'm this person, but in actuality, I'm a lemon. I've come to grips with that. I love to lick them. I love to eat them. I love to caress them. Me and lemon are one.
Right.
Due to me having my attachment to the lemon, when someone tries to take it away from me, I do get quite aggressive.
So, right.
I just feel more with lemon, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine. I've gotten up to, so I've put down. I'm going to read this back to you.
Okay.
I'll read you back the whole thing.
Okay.
Like, not now, but I'll.
Which part? Where we going to start from? Like leaving hospital, or?
So you were taken to Pillbox, where you was treated, and then transported to the clothes store near Mission Road Police Station. Going there, I was told to get my mask and clothing on, as I have a medical reason for this, my anxiety about being a lemon.
Yes.
Yes, right.
From there, I was then put back in handcuffs. and I was being compliant with the cops because they were being nice to me. And I walked out to the police car, and I was brought down to Mission Row. I was drove in to the garage over there, the one we walked back.
Being compliant. So from there, you were put in handcuffs, and you was taken to the custody suite inside the police station, being
Hi,
compliant.
yeah, I mean, I was taken somewhat into the custody place. So we were walking through the garage into like the custody, and we went through the first two double doors, the big wooden ones.
Yep.
As soon as we got through there, there
Yep.
was a man wielding a machete behind someone's back. To where then the firearms officer and the other officer pulled their guns out and pointing them to that direction. To where I was trying to be a bit cheeky and getting away and just want to go through just to be awkward. But then I was told to go outside. They then took me to the coffee around the corner by the car park,
Right.
like the underground car park thing, just to wait there.
When you said that they had machetes, were they still inside the cell? Where were they?
Right, so you know, as you go through the double doors, you've got like one metal door.
Yep.
So they were the other side of that metal door.
So they
They were
weren't
like
in the
in the
cells.
middle, walking around.
So they weren't in the cells at all.
No, there was at least one or two that wasn't in the cells at the time that did have a knife, and one I did see was machete. I don't know if the other one had a knife, but he had a knife behind a police officer's back, and the officer had his hands up as well.
Sorry, when I arrived in the area just before the cells,
Because that first gate was locked, so you couldn't walk through it.
Yeah, I saw. How many people did you see?
I saw three in total. One with his hands up that was a police officer. And I seen at least one machete. I can't be sure if the second person there was armed or not, but I saw the big. It was wheeled. It was just above his head. They were wearing all black.
Right.
Black mask, black top, black bottoms, black gloves, black everything. Both of them were. The only weapon that I personally saw was one machete. And that was behind the police officer's back. It was sort of like raised in the air.
So, before you realised, or is it after you realised, that he had a machete, did you want it to walk in the middle of it all?
I'd probably say from the get-go, I was just trying to be awkward with the cops at that point. I don't know. I just thought it'd be. I just want to be difficult, I guess.
Yeah.
That's sort of what was going through my mind more than anything. To where I was then told and escorted to the coffee machine by the garage that we walked past. I asked Mr. Treed, the officer dealing with me, if I could just walk myself.
Who's dealing with you?
Mr. Matthew Treed.
Matthew Treed.
Yeah, that's one of the cops who was dealing with me, like from the rooftop.
Right.
Like, see, he was up there with the firearms guy who shot me.
Can I ask you a question about your arrest?
Yes.
Was you ever searched at any point?
Yeah.
You don't think you was?
I can't remember exactly when it was. It might have been before I went into the hospital bed, because they knew I had a knife on me. Or it might have been before I was put back in the car after. But I know they searched me again when I was in the clothing shop. and again when I was.
Did they ever tell you that you were being searched under section 32 of PACE or 54 of PACE?
If I'm to be completely honest,
Yeah.
I can't answer. I honestly can't remember. It might have been when I was in the cells, but I don't know.
Right,
There was a lot going on there.
Yeah, no,
When I was
that's completely
like,
fine. Because
in the cells, I was more concerned about the people bleeding on the floor.
right,
I, I, I think at some point I was told that, but I think, yeah, I can't be 100% sure, but I know I was told at some point because I remember he said they were to take the knife out of my hand. But yeah, I can't remember exactly when and where I was told it all. But I think it was Matthew who was searching me pretty much all the time, apart from the clothing store where the firearms cop searched me before he took the cuffs off me to get my math. I'm sure Matthew said when I was in the cells, but I don't know. It's highly possible he did say it. Or he did tell me. Because, yeah, he asked me, do I want a solicitor and everything. Yeah, so no. Yeah, I think he did, because he even asked me if I want the solicitor when I was in the cells.
right, okay. Right, we're going to ignore that question for the time being.
Okay. So,
So
we went over to the coffee machine then.
Yeah.
By the garage, just when we
Yep.
walked past. I asked Matthew if I could walk about because I didn't want to be dragged like some dog, and I told him I won't wander off, like lean against the wall, and he was happy with it, so I led against the wall.
Yeah, give me
I
2
did-
seconds.
That's okay.
What's happening here?
Did your biro run out?
Yeah, I think it has.
Have you got a spare biro? I would offer you a pen, but I don't have one, I'm afraid.
Right, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to see if they've got one in the room behind us.
Oh, no problem. I won't be going anywhere.
Right. Yep, they've nicked all my bloody pens there.
Inconsiderate bastards.
Right.
So how are you going to write this down without a pen?
No, I normally keep the pens in here, and they've taken them to the room behind us.
Oh, got you. You said they were taken from that room.
No,
How
I
are you
normally keep them in
going
the
to
coffee
write
cup.
anything else?
I normally keep them in the coffee cup to the right here.
Ah, I mean that makes more. What? Doesn't make too much sense. Why
It's
in the coffee
practical.
cup? It's a big table.
It's practical, to be honest. You know, I occasionally use a biro as a stirrer.
I mean, I guess. Where did you get up to, by the way?
Sorry?
What part did you get up to, by the way?
Walk around instead of being...
Yeah, and I was leaning up by the wall then, while still in handcuffs.
So... Right, I think I've got enough for the recording. I was going to say, do you want to do something a bit different? I'll continue recording on my body camera.
Oh, if you want.
And if you actually want to go to the areas, because obviously we're in the same police station.
Oh yeah, I can do.
Right, there we go. It's just so I can get a visual of what's happening.
Alright. Yeah, so let's go to the coffee machine.
Right.
And then I can sort of tell you what we were doing. I'll tell you the same places we were standing in as well. These fucking doors. There we go.
So,
Yeah, so it was the
over here,
coffee machine over here.
on the left
so-
hand side here.
Yeah, so I was standing, say, here.
Yep.
Matthew was roughly there. So if you stand by there,
Matthew was here.
roughly, he was around by here. I was standing here just talking to him. He then showed me his warrant card, so I walked out like this. Now look, obviously, hands are on my back at this point, obviously.
Yeah.
After that, I be around by here, just talk. We then noticed a cop coming out with a high vis with an injured person. That person claimed to be dead. However, they were being very vocal about dying, and claimed to be the hostage.
Can you describe to me the person, what he was wearing?
Which one now?
The one being
The
dragged
cop.
out.
The one being dragged out. He had like a grey. No, he had a grey top on. He was shirtless. Black mask, I think. He had a top hat. Apart idea. I remember that top hat. It was a like a dark blue, like it's more of a midnight blue color with like seam around it. It's kind of like the size of my hat, just well, I mean a little bit shorter than my hat, but yeah. And you can taken that way by an Irish fella.
Give me 2 seconds. Claiming to be dead.
However, being very. In all fairness, a dead man complains so much.
No top. When
Yeah, no top, black ski mask thingy, and a short top hat of mine, but it was like a dark, like a midnight blue color, I'd say.
right.
Obviously, me and Matthew were talking here. We had the flashbang and gunshots from to where then I saw that very talkative dead man come past.
Wait, you heard that before this?
Yeah, he come out after it, after the flashbang and a lot of gunshots happened. He claimed the cops were trying to kill him and that he is dead. To where the Irish fella walked that way with him.
How many flashbangs do you think you had? 1 or 2?
Been one, but then again, it could have been 2. I just big like, and then just a lot of shots.
Gunfire. Oh.
Yes,
So
like it was like the same kind of gunfire as what shot me, like from an assault rifle.
I saw an officer drag an injured person claiming to be dead with the midnight blue top hat.
You were moved.
With a high vis, like sort of vest on, like the yellowy sort of fluorescent thing.
Right, give me 2 seconds.
That's okay.
Microphone sound resumed.
And then from that, then we're gonna move slightly.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Oh, that's okay.
Microphone muted.
Right. So from here, where we're gonna
All right, so from here we walk to here,
to about here, yeah?
roughly, yeah. And then we were talking to the police officers with the big guns, so the firearm cops.
Yeah.
I gotta say, the amount of boldness in the police is stupid.
Was you talking to a bald police officer?
I was talking to 2 bald firearm cops, with Matthew and another one with grey hair.
Is that who I think it is?
Right.
Hello! Oh, it's
Oh
you
my
again.
god.
That's the one that
Yes.
was twatted with the baton.
As what?
Yeah, you were the one that got hit with a bat in the other day, right?
How
By
can I
Weasel
say
News.
it? But it wasn't by Weasel News. It was
no.
from enough. Yeah,
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 it was just outside. Yeah, this is the cop I was telling you about, by the way.
yeah, yeah.
And then she was the one on the roof.
Right.
But yeah, she
The
was the
roof?
one. Yeah, you were on the roof after I got shot.
Yeah, apparently you had a stiffy and you needed grapes.
Yeah.
See, I told you it was true.
Hmm.
I told you everything I will tell you is the truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
And I mean, I
don't
think
ask
that's just
questions,
verified
but
it.
yeah, basically, I'm an officer that I needed to go dress up as a
User
grape so
joined your
that his
channel.
stiffy would go down.
Hello there.
Off a building?
I ran off a building.
You
Oh,
ran
yeah.
off a building.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
I was gonna give you this. What's your flight number?
Yeah. 143.
There you go.
I was going for the steps or stairs or ladder, should I say, and it just my legs didn't work, and so I just kind of
What's wrong
ran
with him?
off.
Don't know. He's just fallen off a building.
Well, not just fallen off; it was ages
What the
ago.
fuck's
I'm
that stuck to
still,
your chest?
Huh?
What's that stuck to your chest?
What's that stuck to my chest?
Yeah.
It's a body cam?
It's a body
what-
camera and a lanyard.
It's just sat there. Like, how's that work?
It's connected to the lanyard.
Yeah, it's
Oh my God,
connected to the
someone normal.
lanyard, yeah. Yeah.
Oh god, it's him.
Are we waiting for this lemon guy?
Green.
Well, I'm
Give me some
waiting for the
money.
lemon guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to the lemon guy, so yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing a PSAC thing.
Oh, okay. So, what was it you were gonna give me? Because I still haven't got it.
You definitely did. I gave you a washcloth.
No, it's not. No,
Okay, then I gave it to someone else.
you gave it to me, but please don't tell me it's.
Are you speak out
This is
English?
the one from yesterday.
No money.
Yes.
Oh my God! You've given me the willy washcloth. No, you've not given me the willy washcloth. What the
I
fuck?
have.
No. Take the willy washcloth back.
Hello, there we go.
Hello.
Oh my
That's better.
God!
Right, yeah,
Oh.
I'll take it back if you want. It's 27.
Got a willy washcloth in my pocket. Take it off of me. That's minging.
Yeah, you can give it back. to
You're
me,
offering.
27.
Go on,
Why
if you want to
did you
wash my willy, feel free.
I can't disclose why it's called a willy washcloth. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. What is your thingy, my bubbery?
27.
Yeah, have that back. That's gross. I gotta go
Why
and wash
is-
my hands now. That's gross.
Can you see
Why
who
is
that
this
woman was
stripper-
that just run upstairs?
Who's this stripper running around?
Don't know.
That's not a stripper. That's a police officer.
You could fool me.
Right. Anyway.
It's a
Anyway.
police officer. Okay. You're
Okay.
getting called a stripper. Just thought I'd let you know.
Anyway, we were
So-
talking to the cop here, the firearms guy. So the two bald ones and one gray-headed guy.
So right, go back. Let's go back a little bit further.
Okay.
So
Oh my God.
guy comes out.
Yeah, guy
Where's
comes
my
out,
hands? Where's
no
the
top, a smaller hat than mine, like a
sink? I
midnight
don't
blue
hear you
colour,
speaking.
Yeah, I've put that in there.
and a black mask. The cop bring him out with an Irish fella
Yeah, where is it?
with one of them vest. thingy.
I've just been given the. Oh, yuck. Mm. Why did he give me the cloth? Oh, that's so gross.
Right.
Right, and then from there, we went into the cells. Because everyone come out and they were sort of congregating in between the two doors by there.
Give me. My pen seems to be mucking up again.
It's all
Irish
good.
fella. After that.
Hello, Lemon.
Hello, it was him.
It was me? What?
Yeah, it was him. This is the Irish guy I was telling you about. Like, we're taking the injured guy away.
you,
The dead man who was very vocal about being dead.
Oh, is that when I told you that you were lucky?
Can you?
Yeah, when you told him that, yeah, because he was being very vocal about being dead.
Can you do me a
pass.
favour?
Yeah.
Can you wait in one of the interview rooms and I'll be round in 2 seconds?
Right, I've got some evidence I just need to get rid of first, but yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I
he
talk to
was
myself
he was
sometimes,
helping
okay? Just-
someone,
it's just
you know,
one
in
of
that
those
way.
things. It's the only
No
time
worries,
to get
I'll-
around.
Oh, he was one of the firearms I was talking to as well.
What about
The other day about the incident of
incident?
yes.
Yeah, he was one of the cops that we were talking to by
Oh, I
him
wasn't
and
really
the two
listening to you.
bald-
I wasn't really listening to. I don't think my colleagues.
Well,
were
no,
either.
I was just saying you were one. There was two of the bald-headed ones as well with him.
There's about 13 bald coppers in firearms. So
Well, no, I'm
Yeah.
just. We were just chatting by you when I was here in.
Right, anyway,
I'm
can,
Yeah,
sure
he
I remember
was.
things like
He was
that.
into.
can I get on with this witness statement?
How did they let you back in the police?
Excuse me?
I've never been a cop.
Not
Oh,
you.
Oh,
What did you just say?
I am very much
You back
okay.
in the
How are you?
police.
Maybe in the back of the police?
Yeah, you're unprofessional. You're in it.
I was going to ask,
Prove that you are.
can we have this conversation elsewhere, not in front of the public?
Well, he did that, and I'm with.
I know.
Right.
Were you the Ford Focus driver?
No, I was. I mean, I drive an Izzy
Right,
Sport,
guys.
an Izzy Classic, or a
More
hearse.
importantly, are you here with an officer?
Yes, me.
Yes, this one.
Okay,
no,
okay,
no,
that's
that
fine.
one.
Okay,
Yeah, we're
so-
doing a witness statement for peace out.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, see?
I just was a bit concerned that was a
Yeah.
Oh,
that.
no, I've been here
I'm
for like an
escorted.
hour at this one.
Yeah, would you
Okay,
mind,
okay.
would you
But
guys
yeah,
mind
from here
just-
though, we did go into the cell, by the way.
So you came through
Okay.
this way.
Sorry, mate.
What say that again? What,
Oh, did she,
are you
wish I had
feel,
those
are
sort
you
of
feeling
powers.
okay?
Caleb, jump, mate.
No? Are you feeling okay? Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Be-
I'm fine.
Oh.
Right. So from there, you then came through here.
I want
Sorry
a
about this, sir.
superpower.
Am I on
if you
cocaine
just-
today, or?
No.
Oh,
Don't
so
need
it's
to-
just not. No, it's not. It's it's him then. It's not me. Okay.
No, no.
Right. Yeah. So we went to the cells.
You went through this way.
So we come through this way, and then we went through this door here,
Yep.
and then there you go. So I then stopped by here with Matthew, and I asked him, "Is Cullen around?" And he checked the law director. He didn't know who Cullen was because there is no solicitor with the name Cullen, but the solicitor down here gave me his number. I was arrested. I just said, I'm like, okay. So I took his number, and yeah, he said if I need us to, so they'll give him a phone call to come down if I ever get arrested.
What did you say the guy's name was again? McCullen.
No, Cullen, the officer, the solicitor who told me to give cops my number if I get arrested. I don't know his full name. However, if I airdrop you his number, and then you can sort of work out the number this belongs to what solicitor. There you go.
How'd you spell his name?
It's the one I just sent you. C-U-L-L-I-A. I think it's C-U-L-L-I-A, and that's I mean that's how I would spell Cullen. I'm pretty sure you'll probably find it out. But well, what solicitor owns that number?
Right.
But that is an actual solicitor, by the way. They represented me. Avion called him when I got arrested by him. So.
What? Avian was down here.
Well, not this day. This was the other day. This is why we stopped here to give that Cullen a call.
Am I okay with providing this guy's number, as you have just provided it to me?
He's a solicitor, so I mean he's in the law directory. I just don't know what his full
I
name
meant
is.
on your written statement.
Oh yeah, feel free. Because we tried to have a look for him and give him a call. He was my solicitor, well, a solicitor I want to represent, right? But he wasn't about.
Right.
Now, when we were by here, before we went in, there was an injured person right in front of us, in our view, right there. And there was a red medical bag, like between the door and the person.
So there was a.
There's an injured person.
Yeah.
There was a firearms cop trying to provide medical attention. And the grey-haired cop that we saw in there, through here, with the two bald firearm cops. and then me and Matthew walked to that big cell over there.
So, firearms cop, did you get this firearms cop name?
It was that grey-haired one you just saw. It was the two bald firearm cops with.
Right, okay.
Like they walked past her, and then walked over to the cell over there because I asked.
Right, I'll get his name afterwards. So, giving him first aid.
Yeah, there was already one firearms cop giving first aid to the first gentleman injured right there.
Right, with a red medical bag.
Yeah, a red medical was in between the door and the person, so like halfway in, I think. Like trying to judge this side is a bit harder. I mean, I couldn't probably do the other side, but that's where. Now, if we go through,
Yep.
so we went to the cell. When I was in the big cell, I noticed another man dressed in all black right there,
Right.
right in that wall area.
So there was one
And
person down here.
somewhere around here, I would say. Yeah, one person right here,
And one
and you
person
had
here.
another one roughly where I'm standing.
Yeah.
You had a red medical bag roughly halfway between us and that door,
Yeah.
and another one over by that corner. There were two cops, like firearm cops, like treating that man and this man here. Walked into that big cell over there. There was a gentleman in cell there.
Give me 2 seconds. Injured person in the corner.
I can tell you one of the cops that was dealing with. You remember the cop walking in, the fucking one with brown hair?
Kip.
Yeah, he was right here. It was him and another officer here. Firearms cop over there that treated me on the roof.
So, the firearms cop was dealing with this gentleman.
Yeah, the firearms cop who dealt with me on the roof dealt with this man by here for a few minutes.
Who was
The
dealing
one
with this
that
guy?
was with Matthew. That one that you called Kip, and another guy was with this guy here.
So, was there a firearms officer here dealing with this guy at first?
Not when I first walked in for this guy. It was that Kip person and the other cop wearing
Right.
just like an uniform. The firearms cop that treated me, that shot me on the roof with Matthew, was helping the guy over there. I think the blonde. I remember there was a blonde cop. I think the blonde cop was helping over there as the one that I call Pretty Boy. Like, apparently he was the hostage though, like the cop hostage with his hands up like this. So Matthew told me.
Right. So, this guy here was being dealt with by two regular cops.
Yeah, one of them was that Kip person, and the other person with him. And
Right.
then the firearms cop that shot me on the roof that treated me was over there when it was with Matthew.
Yep.
And like a blonde-headed cop that was the hostage in here.
So, can you explain? Right. So, let's go on from there.
So I was in that cell there. Matthew showed me his warrant card again in cell 5.
So, you were placed in here.
I was in here with Matthew.
Okay.
So I was roughly by here. Matthew was right in front of me slightly.
Right.
Showed me his warrant
He
card.
was
So
here.
showed me his warrant card and went through. I think he went through and told me everything, and then
Right.
he went outside, and I went over here, turned my back around, took the handcuffs off, and I was in this cell. Then I was locked in here. Now there was a person in cell 3.
Do you know who that was?
So the people that were injured kept calling him John. The guy in cell 3 said I'm not John. Then they called him John. He said I'm not John.
Right.
So I don't know if he's John or not John. It's one of the two.
Okay. There was a name mentioned to myself in particular. A name of Trevor.
Trevor?
Yes.
Not Trevor.
Apparently, one of them said their name was Trevor.
I hear John. Like, and he
Right,
was
okay.
saying, "I'm not John." That's the only name I heard being shouted. Was the John. I don't know if someone was shouted before I got in here. But there was that firearms cop, the one with the grey hair. He'd go over to cell 3, so he might even know who was in there. Now, during this, then, Matthew, I think, went over to one of the injured people. And then the person in that corner had a blindfold on his head. Like, he had like, you know them potato sacks?
Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I'm so terrible at spelling this guy's name.
Oh, it's okay.
So, do you know what?
Because Matthew either went to help that person there, or he went to talk to the man in cell 3 after he took the
So,
cuffs off
did he
me.
go? Did he go to assist with the treating, or did he go talk to the person in cell 3?
I think he talked to the person in cell 3 after he cuffed me. I don't think he helped get E2 injured on the floor. And I think the reason for it, by the time Matthew took me out of cuffs, the guy over there was shouting something. And then they were then helping this first man over here. I think 1 or 2 of them were firearm cops, with that kit person and the other.
Sorry. So Matthew was.
Matthew uncuffed me and then went over to cell 3. So he uncuffed me here, and he went like this. He was starting to walk over here, and then he went here to talk to this guy.
Yep.
And then at that time, I was watching these over here.
So you were watching.
There were 4 people, like him being one. Like, no, it wasn't him. It was the other cop. So they were 4 people with this man here with Kit.
Right.
2 of them
Oh, which
firearm
one?
cops.
Oh, could you text me? Yeah, do you want to text me?
I was going to say, do you want to?
Yeah, text me the ID. I've just quickly got just there.
Because obviously we don't want to jeopardise their investigation.
No, no.
Right, which would
So
you?
the 2
So,
firearms cops
yeah,
are dealing
2
with
of
this gentleman
There
here.
were 2 firearm cops there. So the one with the grey hair that we talked to, not him, the other one, but we saw in between there, was still there as well with the other cop. And then the person in this corner had a potato sack on his head and was screeching really loud.
Oh, so you sort of get think a friend was.
And the only reason I remember that is because it was loud as fuck and it pierced both me.
Let's have a look here. And then let's have a look at Ang as well.
Right. Give me 2 seconds. So this guy here
While
had
you're in
his,
my
it was
custody, I'm
this
just-
guy here
This
that had
one-
the mask on.
This one had a potato sack on his head and was screaming.
Who put the potato sack on his head?
One radio.
No idea.
What I do?
But there was the
Was there any
firearms
reason
cop.
for it?
Your guess is good as mine. I mean, if someone's been shot, do you think there's any reason to put a potato sack over someone's head and listen to them screaming?
Right.
I mean, he was screaming for quite some time before they took it off.
If you spin around for me.
I mean, the only reason that sticks out as well, because me and the guy in cell
It is, I'd
3,
imagine.
our
Feel free
ears
to
were
pop it in the
literally
corner.
bleeding.
Let me just
Like,
have a review of the
it was so
warrants.
loud.
Let's see this first one.
Right.
Say. Right. Let's have a look. At
And
this.
then
All right.
After all
Number
this, there was a
1.
lot of cops going in cell 3 and my cell.
So
Just
this first
talking.
warrant
And then I saw the
is
solicitor
for-
then come down.
Use of a firearm to resist arrest under
At that
section
point, when the
17
solicitor
of
was
the
down, the firearms
That's
cop
3
sat in
times
that corner
criminal
over there. There was about 3 or 4 of them just sitting down doing fuck all.
Give me 2 seconds. I saw the person in
let's have-
the
Below.
in the corner with a.
The sentence for this one is
Potato bag
2,000.
on his head.
I genuinely.
It looked like a big fucking
2,000
potato
pounds.
rucksack thing.
I'm just reviewing.
Yeah, enjoy.
I'm gonna guess if I look at this plate.
Just quickly, you're the person
I'm
I
gonna
asked to
guess
see
you
the
run a
interview room, right?
Jester race
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
3, yeah.
Right.
Fantastic.
Do you
So
know about
that's-
the
this will
incident the other
be
day?
your vehicle here.
The hostage taking in the cells.
Hello.
Hello.
You're not going to believe
Hello
it.
again.
What?
How are you?
It was a bloody inspector that said that to me.
To be fair, I'm not committing crime right now.
Who
though,
was it?
That's a good thing.
I mean, it took
I don't know, but I've sent the footage over to Chris, and he said it was an inspector.
Professional, take
Okay.
it by night.
in the first place, you know?
I,
Basically,
I suppose
my
that's your
outcome's
current
going to
job,
be,
then.
You hold it.
Well,
Wasn't when we
I'm
met.
taking him to court.
no, now it.
okay.
Okay.
It's the
I need
pegging
to
has
get hold of
been
Chris
more
then
from
because I need to know who that is because he's
in all
right
fairness,
on
it
the
started
information
really from
my
when
investigation.
cops pressed my body.
Yes, and also I'll be taking him to court if he does not apologise to my face. I have the right to do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you've got the right to
Right.
free and independent
Yeah.
legal advice.
So I'm going to get on to us
Tell someone where you are
this
with the
moment.
case.
Do I speak to a police?
I'd like to see the
I'd
code
get in
practice
Sure.
contact. I'd get in contact with Mr. Wong. Yeah.
Mr. Wong? Okay,
Yeah,
will do.
I'm sorry that you,
Thank
you
you.
had to get involved in all that.
It's okay.
Alright,
In all
so-
fairness,
Bye-bye.
the only thing I was confused
Um,
was that in so much like that.
With the
Yeah.
warrant of the attempted murder,
Right.
I am s-
unfortunately,
because
because of
your car,
Yep.
it's your ID which is provided.
the only
It's
reason
the
I
same
have to do it this
clothing that
way
you're
for
wearing
you,
now,
Mr.
isn't
Leon,
it?
is
Yeah,
because
I'll
you are
tell
not a
you,
police
yeah.
officer.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank
Oh,
you.
I'm more than
I
happy
mean,
to go for it.
It's one sentence they want on there. I'm happy to knock a little bit off for compliance as well. So it does work.
But anyway,
So I'm happy to process that one. I'm gonna look at the second one now. Okay.
Call it 1,000, yeah.
He can walk around as well with us if you want. I don't mind.
but-
He tried to go and help someone.
no, I want to get him back out on patrol as soon as possible.
Would you
So-
like to
Why don't I
hear
get
the
everyone
extravagant
calling
night I had, or
without-
go out and get shot?
I don't mind.
No,
Oh, there you go. He's game
got
free
someone
for
else.
all.
Well, you met me when I was a freshie then.
Not sure. I've got to deal with someone,
Right.
mate. I'll talk to you in a bit.
I mean, in all fairness, we're not too far off finishing up what
Bye.
happened. To be fair,
Yeah, no, I'm just getting
Well,
it so
try
that he
again.
can start.
Right.
I didn't want it to
So-
go that way. Just I'm not. I don't go out my way to kill police. Just so you know
This
that.
second report.
You know
is
the-
for
If you'd like to come over here for a second,
they've
officer.
stuck no
Yeah.
fucking thing on it.
You know about the
title says attempted
deaths in
custody-
custody case?
Oh yeah, I tried to run.
The
Two people that died in custody.
Oh, God.
I wasn't aware anyone died. I'm afraid.
There's a police car. No, police bike chasing me.
When
Keeping up with me, and I was losing the
the
car, so I
hostage
took them
situation.
off and I got them off.
All right.
Yeah, no, I know about the hostage situation.
Right.
Get 'em off the bike.
I'm not aware that
Can I
anyone died.
Was he serious?
can I get your witness statement of what happened?
Well, I do care, but like.
Sure.
when I was
Right,
doing it,
I
she
will
wiped the blood off, but apparently-
Send you over a link. Please fill it out to the best of your knowledge.
Got the weak ones and then you.
I'm not great with writing things down. Can I do a verbal one?
Let's have a look here. I'm just having a look through the.
And I also have my body cam footage of that day.
Some people
in all fairness, after he left with the injured person, he didn't come back. By the way,
Yeah, I know. It doesn't have to be brilliant.
Oh my
It's
No,
just
I'm
I need
just
your
saying.
side of it. That's all I
What about
need.
this third one? Is
You
this one
can use your
YouTube
body
guy?
camera inside the MG11 now,
Had me doing donuts for like 5 minutes.
so you can put your body camera to back it up, so that when we actually look at the MG11, it's got a
Okay,
body
he wasn't
camera.
actually seriously injured, but Jesus, he did mount your bonnet there.
Okay, we're quite a brief.
If that's okay.
Read that.
Yeah, no, I'll write down what I can. I'll put my
Yeah.
link to my body cam in there as well.
Put your body cam in there as well. All right.
No worries.
Thank you.
yeah, no. After he left with the injured person, he didn't come back. I didn't see him.
No.
He was probably in hospital with the other man.
Yeah, but I need everyone.
Oh no, I just thought I'd let you know because yeah, after he took somebody, he didn't come back when I was here anyway.
Right, what I'll
Right.
do for that one.
Yeah.
is
Anyway,
stop
wait.
any,
Yeah, potato sack on the
burn
guy's head
sentence
here.
on, but only give them a
Okay.
recommendation.
That
What
then
I'll do is I
finally
won't give you
did
time
come
for
off
that,
his
but I'll
head.
give you 2 driving license points, okay?
There
How long
was
was
like
So
how
I
long
won't
was
put any
that?
months on, so it'd just be the
I'd
1,000
say about
months
5
from
minutes. It was me and the guy in South Street were complaining left, right, and centre because our ears were bleeding.
3 officers. I won't give you their names. In case you go and try and shoot him again.
No, no. I mean, they tried to put me in cuffs and I had it on me, so I couldn't just hand myself. I mean, well, I had to do something.
Let me just call G6 for you, okay? Give me a second.
No.
X-ray
There were a ton
30
of firearms cops just sitting on their ass over there. And then they put both injured people together over here.
So the firearms
Uh,
officer.
Oh,
right
they?
here.
But one of them was on.
Around by here, they were all sitting down.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, must be
By that point, after they started
No, it's
walking
all- you're
that
doing
way
that
to
by
leave,
yourselves, okay?
both
Jump-
injured
jump
people
to the
were
back of
over
the
on
cell,
both in
what
that
we'll do is
corner
we'll
over there.
put you in for the
The
two
guy
hours.
had the
I'll
potato
put
sack
you
off
in
his
for,
head then.
for
They were
some
both
reason.
left in handcuffs.
Although I don't know if you had a gun, I don't know if.
So if I was to estimate
They-
where,
They
one
walked over
would
here,
have
moved the
been
person
Tried
into
it
the
again.
corner
Well,
here.
Yeah.
And
one
then
would have
left.
been roughly here, and the other one would have been roughly here, like where I'm well, about here, I'd say where I'm standing. So where you are and where I am.
So, right, now that they've actually gone, so they've
Yeah.
gone from here.
So the three firearms cops sitting on their ass here went from here. They did. I think they might have talked to one of us on the way out, but there were the two injured just in that corner as they were walking out.
So they piled them up in the corner here.
Yes, roughly one was roughly by here, and the other one roughly here. There is a medical bag where you are currently standing, or around that general area, and both of these were left in handcuffs, just bleeding on the floor. I think I know there was the other medical bag as well, which was, like I said from the start, between there and the door, like somewhere. The only reason I remember that is because I did try to steal both of them.
Corner of the cells. What did the firearms officers do once they'd moved them here?
They might have come and talked to us too, but then they fucked off that way.
So would you say it would be a fair statement for them to go from here and just out?
No. So they went. They were left by the other people. They went over there. They then come roughly to talk to one of us two on the cells, and then they went literally out. I don't know. I can't remember if they stopped on the way to say something to them, but they definitely. One of them may have said something to them, but I couldn't hear. The only cop left down here then was Matthew, which was dealing with me, and the solicitor that was over helping the guy in cell 3. Now, we were down here a good, I don't know, 10 minutes after everyone left. Give or take a couple of minutes. Both men were even calling over to John over there with the last words. I asked Matthew to go and help them. He refused. He was just dealing with me. And then one of them died.
So you asked Matthew?
Yeah, I don't mind sitting in the cell for as long as it takes. If there are people bleeding, I'd rather they get medical attention. I asked Matthew the first time to go and help them because they are bleeding. They are still alive, very clearly at that time. They are struggling, don't get me wrong, but they were still talking. Like they were calling over to John over there, or John, not John. But you can even tell just by the sound of their voice that they were scared.
Yeah, so Matthew refused.
Matthew didn't do nothing. He just went back on his PNC thingy and carried on my report. I think me and the guy in Salford were shouting back and forth to each other a little bit as well. It's because Matthew wasn't doing nothing. And then one of the gentlemen passed away. I then told Matthew to go and help the other man I think I said it to him a few times.
Me and the guy
And-
from cell 3. Would you say you shouted or?
Yeah, we were shouting because me and the guy in cell 3 were shouting to each other. The same as the two guys currently bleeding, well, who were bleeding on the floor at the time, they were shouting. Like they were in pain as well. As I said, just from their voice, you could tell that they were scared. There were
Right.
even times in between where I went to that corner of the cell because I was trying to shout over to these two and I was trying to ignore Matthew.
Sorry, did you give over a witness statement
Did I what? Sorry?
already today?
No. No, because I'm talking to you about it.
Right. Because I've just been shown something via email.
Oh? Oh, was that by Snow?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was wondering what I want the lift down to PD for, so I told him. And he was like, ah, interesting. And I said I was coming to talk to you about it. I just said it was for people dying in PD.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't go into specifics with him, no. You want to know why I want to be brought down to PD.
Right. Anyway.
But yeah, I went to that corner then, the one that we're currently facing us, and looked
So-
over to these guys.
So you were talking to the guy in cell 3. Do you know what you were talking about, or?
We were talking random shit. I called him my long lost uncle. I mean, he wasn't, but I was trying to get him out with me, to be fair. And I mean, well, it's his friends as well. Well, I mean, they appear to be friends or family. I don't know. But me and him were shouting because he shouted first, saying, "Hello, Lemon Man." But then he was talking to his solicitor as well. And then we were shouting over, well, these guys were shouting that we're currently bleeding to death as well in handcuffs.
Right.
It got to the point where one of them did pass away. I then told Matthew to go and help him. To which Matthew, and I will quote, said, "Where has he gone?" So I told him one of them has died, and to go and help the other one currently bleeding. To where he done nothing. Then shortly after my report being done, the other guy passed away.
When I said to...
I said to Matthew to go and help him because one of them passed away. And then shortly after, when I told him to go and help the other one passed away.
Where did he go?
I'd assume the morgue. What really baffled me, they started helping him, and they just left him here like fucking dogs.
Then said... Sorry. You said he died, didn't you?
Yes, I said that one of them has passed away, and he then turned around and looked over there and said, "Where did he go?" Where I told him that he was dead.
Right.
What's your name, sir?
Lemon.
Not. I know who you are, Lana. Police officer.
I'm PC
Oh.
Galen Wolf.
This is Wolf.
Halen Wolf. Yeah, okay.
Yep. Have you finished it?
I just want to add one more line.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just as long as it's all sorted and you've signed it saying that it's all good. You know, I just need to... I'm just trying to build a picture because I wasn't there of what's happening.
I know.
So after you said he'd passed away.
Which one now? The first one or the second?
First one.
Yeah, the first one. I told Matthew
Yeah, you told him he'd passed away.
one. I told him to go and help the second first. To
Yeah.
which he responded, "Where did he go?" The way I said that he is dead. It's one of the two I said. Because one of them bled to death right over there. I think it from but it was the one closest to us, not the one to the wall. But I might be mistaken on which one died first. But they were very close together.
Yeah.
With like how short after they, well, how close they both died.
So, after you told him to go help, what was his reaction?
He carried on writing my report.
So, in your own words, he ignored you.
Basically. And that's how it felt. Like me personally, I wouldn't have cared if I was there half the night. As long as these guys would have got some help. I mean, the cops were helping them to begin with, and then just left them in the corner like dogs. Like you would expect in a police station of all places, you get treated a bit better.
What was that you said about dogs? Sorry, I'm just...
Oh, they were left in the corner like dogs.
Did you say that out loud, or did you think that to yourself?
I thought it to myself. Because that's how it come across. And for good reason, I wouldn't say that out at the time, because I didn't want to end up like them, in all fairness.
So they were treated like animals?
Well, I mean, that's how it looked like, because, I mean, they've left two people there bleeding
Actually,
to
no.
death.
I'm gonna use
I mean, then again, animals are treated a lot fucking better than that.
I'm gonna actually use what you just said and treated like dogs.
Pretty much. I'd probably say worse than a dog, to be fair, because you wouldn't leave a dog dying on the floor.
So, after you said he continued to write his PNC, how long was the time roughly before the other guy died?
What, from me saying and him dying, or?
Yeah.
Like, from the first one dying, I pretty much said to him, I'd say within less than 30 seconds to go and help them. It wasn't longer than it wasn't longer than 1 minute. And that I can be assured, because I was looking over at both of them at the time, just left. Because, like I said, they were shouting over, calling John as well, and you could hear the fear in their voice. Like, you know, when someone is trying to grasp on, like, I really don't know how to explain it. Like a dying man's last words.
Yeah. So they asked you.
They asked
their friend about dying.
No, they were trying to call their friend, but it's the fear that they had in their voice. Like I can't, me personally, I can't replicate it because I'm not dying. It was frightening to hear. I don't know how to articulate like the emotion that was coming from it, if that makes sense.
Right, I've written down a brief statement.
Yep.
And I've included my body cam, which shows all of my involvement.
No, that's fine. I just need, obviously, I'm going through everyone that was there.
Cool. If it's not sufficient and stuff, I'd rather an interview than me writing stuff down. It's hard to write.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm already dealing with Mr. Lemont here.
No, this should.
We've been here for an hour and a half so far, so
yeah.
This should cover you so much.
Yeah, I mean, none of this is aimed at Mr. Lemont anyway. So.
No. I mean, the same as him. I mean, he was helping the dead guy who just wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe my PIC was shot by firearms.
Right. So.
He was taken from this side. I didn't see him then. I was here anyway. Like he went with the injured person, and whenever he got back.
My body cam shows all that. I've written it all down. Well, I've written as much as I can down, I guess.
Right.
I'll leave you to it. You still have a copy of it, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. I'll
Cool.
I will then deal with it from here.
Fair enough.
I will make sure that my phone number is on the PNC, and then if
The
you
better
need
than a
me,
normal
you
lockpick, but not as
can
good
call
as the
me.
drill.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
And
can
what's
you
your name?
PC Brian McDermott.
Yeah, no problem.
Nice
Because I
to meet
haven't
you.
got any more pocket space. to
Right.
give you.
If you want to continue this in the
And
Oh well, pretty much from
I got a
there.
haircut, and
Matthew was trying to. Well, Matthew tried to give me a fixed penalty notice.
Right.
To where he issued the fine to another officer. Not once, but twice.
Pretty sure, but I'm not 100% sure.
He was then shouted at by said officer, and I was let free.
I know your last name, I don't know your first.
What, without notice?
Pardon?
Oh, I was close.
Without a fixed penalty notice?
I think at that point, after he had a bollocking, he didn't want to try and give me one again. Because he issued it to another cop. But that cop then that come over and bollocked him for it. Like, because he literally done it twice. But he then said I'm free to go. I then said, can my uncle come with me in cell 3 after both men had died? To where they wouldn't let him out.
Wait. So
search in a section 54 place, okay?
you had a fixed penalty notice. Do you know how much it was for?
No.
Okay, I was going to move in you.
Right.
No, because I was never issued one. He issued it to another cop.
Do you know what the charges were?
Pardon?
Do you know what the charges were?
No.
I'm assuming they're going to still be on your record.
Well, I would assume so. I was let go. Well, I was arrested like the same day I made that complaint. Because I come out of PD, and then I went straight around the front after talking to that lady that we saw, and then I made the complaint.
Sorry to keep you here for this long.
Don't be sorry.
You start the report now, okay?
I assume a report was written because Matthew was doing it for some time.
Right, buddy, just turn around for us there. There you go.
It should be my last arrest that I had, which would have been, what is it, like 2 nights ago now, I believe?
Yeah. It'd be your most recent report, correct?
It should be. Matthew was the one dealing with me. Matthew Treed.
Bladed article.
Wait, was that it?
Apparently you were convicted.
Oh. Well, I didn't get any punishment for it apart from a conviction apparently then. I never got anything to penalty notice or nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a piece of paper. Can you?
I think the reason he didn't want to do it a third time
Right,
because he
yeah,
fucked up
no,
twice.
I can see it.
So, yeah, I don't know what I was charged with at that. Well, I mean now I do, obviously. But I thought it would have been more
Do you
than
want me
just
to
that.
read you out
Because
your charges?
you can do. If it's only plain Antarctica, I'd be surprised because I was driving like a bit of a spastic, if I should say so myself.
Yeah. Possession of a bladed article.
Really?
Yep.
Oh. I'm pretty sure I had cocaine on me at that point as well, because I was selling drugs that night, so.
Right. Anyway.
But yeah. Yeah, after I got told I could leave, I tried asking for him to be released, as I claimed he was my long lost uncle.
Yeah.
They refused, and then we went out the back.
I'm just gonna be looking for
When I was out the back, I got most of my things back. He kept my drugs.
Taking that smartphone and
sorry.
I didn't have more than 50 cocaine on me at the time.
you will get back.
And he wouldn't give me my knife back. He gave me my repair kits, my lockpick, my fuel can, and all that. But yeah, the cocaine and the knife he kept. Also, I'm staying behind you. I don't want to get shot this time.
Yeah, you're not going to get shot.
I hope not.
I think
Right,
it's
let's-
the range.
let's get you
Last
to
time
a
I
safer
had
room.
gunshots down here with people dead.
Yeah,
I think it's the range. I think it's range.
I'm like shooting in this PD, this sudden death.
Right. Let's get you into a safer room. Let's get
Go.
you back in here. Don't worry, these walls are armoured.
Yeah, it's
So
definitely a nightmare. But that after So he kept my cocaine. I know for a fact I had cocaine on me because I was selling.
Yeah.
Because that's what sparked all this off. And then I was taken out to the rear car park because I jumped over the bush. After I jumped over the bush, I talked to that female officer that we seen over there that had the willy washcloth. Like the one that dressed as a grape for me.
Yeah.
I talked to her about it, and I told her to come down here to see who that solicitor was, and I would, like she said, to make a complaint. I said I didn't know the solicitor's name. However, if she's able to get it, it should be used for you because I come out a bit short, and I told her that I've just seen 2 people being killed, and dying within the cells there, and she was very. Like she did offer to do a statement then, and I didn't feel comfortable with that. And especially after just seeing 2 people be, well, effectively killed or murdered. And that's why I said I'd make a complaint after she suggested doing that.
Offered to do a.
She said,
and was.
like she said she would come down and get the solicitor's name because I said the solicitor was still in the cell with the Matthew and the other guy in cell 3. I am hoping that the guy in cell 3 didn't get killed as well.
No, we're only investigating 2.
Oh, okay. Well, that's somewhat of a relief that 3 people didn't die down there.
After the, I can reveal to you, after that incident, this place was shut down for the night.
Oh, perfect.
And this is what this investigation has turned into.
Yeah, that's why she said to make a complaint. Because I, in all fairness, after coming out, I was really uncomfortable at the time. Like it was more disbelief.
So.
And then that's when I went around and made a complaint. After making the complaint, I went from here as quick as I could, and I went home.
Yeah.
Which is, well, I mean, you know where I live. I'm assuming on Spanish Avenue. I drove there, and I pretty much stayed inside for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. To where then your inspector rang me.
Right. Okay. So, go over this from top to bottom. See if I've got everything. I was selling cocaine outside Weasel News where 3 officers tried to arrest me. When they attempted to tase me, I punched them.
When the male tried to tase me, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because he was the only one that tried tasing me. That's why I punched him.
When the male attempted to tase me, I punched him.
Yes.
When I jumped in my car, Izzy Sport, red in colour, CB31 kilo.
I wouldn't say red in color. It's more like a 3 out of 5 heavy. It's like a tampon. 3 out of 5 days into a heavy flow cycle. Like it's a really dark, prominent red.
Dark red.
Yeah, a really dark, prominent red it was.
Charlie Bravo 31 Kilo Foxtrot Oscar.
Yeah.
So, you jumped into the driver's seat to drive off. Sorry, no, to protect yourself from the taser.
Yes, because I didn't want to be tasered.
And to drive off, correct?
No, I was just sitting in there. The cop threatened to break my window. To where then I said I would run him over.
Right, an officer. threatened to break my window. I threatened to run him over. Is it
If
that-
he did smash my window, because he was threatening to smash my window, and I say, if you do, you're going to open my bonnet.
Right. Is it the same male or the other male that hit the female officer?
It was the same male, so it wasn't that Kit person. It was the other male with him and that female. Because he was the cop that I punched that tried tasing me.
The same officer hit a female officer instead of my window with his baton. I laughed a bit. After which I drove off, leading the police on a small chase through the city from Weasel News to Tyre Nuts.
He hit the female officer twice.
Sorry, yep.
Yeah, because he tried to hit my window the first time and twatted her in the face. He then tried the second time and twatted her in the face again.
So hit her twice.
Yes.
I laughed a
this
bit.
was... I did.
Yeah, I laughed a bit, after which I drove off leading the police on a small chase through the city from Weasel News to Tyre Nuts, then past Legion Square. Ended up at the Red Garage just by Weasel News, where I was able to repair my car, and I was chased to the construction yard just outside Lindsay Road, in brackets outside Weasel News.
Yes.
Where they tried to box me in against some metal poles. Where my car is small and nimble, I was able to get away from the box. Then we carried on down to PDM on Adams Apple Boulevard, and I went into an alleyway off of Power Street. My car was disabled, so I took off on foot up a ladder on the right hand side. Whilst I was on top of the ladder, I pulled a knife when a police officer climbed up the ladder, shouted he has a knife, and proceeded to climb up the ladder, where I kicked him back down the ladder. Where I thought to myself, why is this officer so stupid, call out he has a knife and still to come up the ladder in front of myself?
Yes.
After the cop was booted down the ladders, officers came up behind me, shouted, "Armed police, show us your hands," where I ran to the rooftop generator. Before getting there, I was shot by officers.
Yeah.
After I was shot, the police put lovely handcuffs on me and caressed my body, which aroused me. In doing this, I squirted on the roof. The female officer was hit by the baton, came up onto the roof asking if there was anything she could do to help. And she was told to go dress up as a grape, as I'm allergic and I don't find them sexually attractive. She then came back 5 minutes later dressed as a grape, where I verbally assaulted her.
Yes.
A random member of the public was asking for collar numbers. Unknown who this gentleman was, I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" as I was unsure of what he was doing. When I was taken down the ladder, I was put into the back of a car and taken to Pillbox, where I was treated, and then transported to the closed store near Mission Road Police Department.
Yes.
Going there, I was told to get my mask and clothing, as I have a medical reason for my anxiety and about me being a lemon. From there, I was put in handcuffs. I was taken to custody suite on the police station. Being compliant, where I arrived in the area just before the cells, I saw 3 people. One had a machete behind the back of a police officer. Behind the police officer's back. I wanted to walk in the middle of this to be difficult for the police.
Yes.
Where I was escorted to the coffee vending machine outside in the corridor near the garage. I asked Matthew Tweed if I could walk around instead of being dragged everywhere, which Matthew Tweed then showed his warrant card, where he heard the flashbangs going off and the gunfire. After which I saw an officer drag an injured person claiming to be dead with a top hat. No, sorry, with no mask.
No, he had a mask
Sorry, no.
on.
Fuck's sake. With no
Wearing
top.
no top, he had a mask.
It's me. I've wrote down it's no top, a black ski mask, and a small midnight blue top hat.
But it's smaller
and a
than
black
my hat.
mask.
Yes. Yeah, the hat was smaller than mine. It wasn't like a big top hat, it was just a bit smaller. I don't know the real name of them, but I just got my top hat
Are
because
they
I
a
mean
bowl
they are.
hat?
I think so, yeah.
The cop
Oh,
bringing
it's-
him out is an Irish fella that escorted him and taken him to the. After that is the Irish fella.
Yeah.
After that, I was escorted. I was taken to the room before the cells where I asked by the solicitor for the name Cullen. His number is, which you've given me his number,
Yes.
but he wasn't about. Before we went in, there was an injured person right in front of us as a firearm cop giving him first aid. Sorry. Right in front of us, and a firearm cop giving first aid with a red medical bag. When I walked in, I saw another injured person in the corner. The person in front of the bars was being tended to by 2 regular cops when I was escorted to cell 3, where there was another person being.
Yeah, one of the regular cops was that kept man.
Yeah. There was another person in cell 3 being called John during this.
Well, it was either John, he said not John, they said John, he said not John. So it's either John or not John. I just don't know which one it is.
Sorry, no, that's my typing. You were escorted to cell 5.
Yeah, I was in 5.
Yeah.
John or not John was in cell 3.
There was another person in cell 3 being called John during this. Yeah. I'm only
Yeah.
saying he's being called John just because.
Yeah, I mean, he was being called John by the injured, well, by the people who were bleeding, and he was saying, "I'm not John." So I would personally believe the
Yeah.
people on their last breaths over him. But he was wearing all black himself as well.
During this, Matthew Tree went to walk to the person in cell 3. During this time, I was watching from the corner of my cell. I saw the person in the corner with a potato bag on his head. Unsure why he had this on his head. It was on there for about 5 minutes or so.
And he was screaming.
Yep.
Like, the screaming was intense. Like, even Matthew, I think Matthew commented on it as well, because it was that loud. Because it just sounded like a just really loud and piercing, though.
Right. And he was screaming.
Yeah,
Me
I
and-
would say it was screaming. It was literally piercing.
Would you say he was screaming in pain?
With the bag of potato sack on his head, I think. I can't be 100% sure. It was loud and
So
piercing, though.
He was screaming loudly.
Yeah.
Me and the guy from cell 3 was arguing he didn't need this when 3 firearms cop moved one of the injured prisoners. No, sorry. Didn't need this when 3 of the firearms cops moved one of the injured parties from the middle of the floor to the corner of the cells. No.
Yep.
I forgot to add the part where it was removed. Sorry, that's my bad.
Yeah, it was removed in between them times. I just don't recall exactly
need-
what time it was.
When it was removed, 3 firearms cops moved one of the injured parties from the middle of the floor to the corner of the cells. The corner of the cell room, as I would call it. After that, came back and having spoken to me and cell 3 prisoner, which I couldn't hear, and then left. Only one officer down here, Matthew Tweed. I asked him to go help the help them when he did nothing and continued to write his PNC report. Me and the other guy from cell 3 talking random shit, which at this point one of them had passed away. I said to Matthew Tweed to go help him, and he said, "Where did he go?" I then say he had passed away. I said he needed to go and help the second one as he was still bleeding out. He ignored me, and he continued to write my PNC report. I thought to myself, they were put into corner and treated like dogs. He was trying to call his friend and after he wasn't heard, he died 30 seconds later. True or
Yeah.
not true? After this, I was released without charge and let go after I had my possessions returned to me and my cocaine and blade were removed. I was released back. I was released out back. I jumped over the bush and I was talking to the female officer I saw earlier. She offered to do a report and I didn't feel comfortable, so I made the complaint a little while later.
I would probably say within 5 minutes of being released and talking to her, I made the complaint. So like estimate if I had to put time on it.
"5 minutes or so later, after this, I went home on Spanish Avenue."
Yeah,
Is that pretty accurate?
that is, yes.
Are you okay for me to finalise this?
Yes, I am. I'm also hoping. I mean, a bonus of me coming down tonight as well is I've managed to point out exactly the Pacific cops to you as well.
Yes.
So it's if you didn't know who they were, well, I mean, now you do. And it's not like the ones that I have pointed out have even disregarded that I was talking to them that day.
Right, am I okay to sign this off?
You are indeed. And then if you need anything more from me, well, I mean, you got my number, you know where I live.
Yep. Right. Just give me 2 seconds. I need to.
Oh, that's okay.
I will let you out in. I will let you out in 2 seconds if I just.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right. I have now sealed this file.
Oh, perfect.
So this is the matter of that completed. You got any questions for myself?
What happens now?